Yeah, boy, we're getting rid of cars. This is nice. We're cleaning up stuff. This one was just supposed to be a storage project. Bryce and his buddy Craig were supposed to come back over, get it running driving, but oh boy, Bryce bought a new house, so he's got room to store stuff at his casa. So get this thing loaded up, haul butt out of here, and go do all the deeds. Some of these things are more projects than others, but nevertheless, it feels good getting rid of some of the clutter. Bar is always a fan favorite. Oh, wireless mode activated. Yeah, Dodge Dart. I had a calendar in like 8th grade, and there's a Dart all done up. Looked pretty nice. I just thought, man, wouldn't mind having a Dart, but I'll tell you what, that car is small. I mean, most of these muscle cars are honestly small compared to modern day half-breed, you know, minivan kind of deals, but that's a tiny car, and the guy that bought that, he's not a tiny dude. He's freaking a big dude. So the fact that he fits in that thing, yeah. Let's hit up the road. Gotta grab the ramps just in case we get in a weird spot. We won't drag the tail of the car. Smooth. There's a piece of trim coming off the friggin' car. Look at it back there. You see it dancing? It's not ideal. It's been doing that for a while now, so hopefully the front part's stuck pretty good. There's Birdman himself with his car. See what I mean? Stand next to your car. I said, you're a really big man to fit in that car. Yeah. He outweighs it by 15 pounds. That's pretty good. Let's hear it. Come on, let's hear it. Cold bark. You got to put the hemispherical badges on the side here. Yeah, that'll play ball. You know, the only reason it sounds like that is these stickers, mainly the 5 Plus. I don't know how you did that. It's got a modern engine in it. It still smells like an old school rig. What happened?
No smog equipment whatsoever.
I like it. I like it a lot. Like more than a lot. Interesting stuff that we're doing. Yeah, it'll be all right until it's not, but we'll be all right. Well, that was an adventure, to say the least, but glad to help him out. I've always had trailers, always had somebody that lent me a trailer. Stay there, car. I gotta take this corner wide, thank you. But when it comes down to just helping people out and making it simple, it's so much nicer just to bring the right gear, because you get a U-Haul trailer, that's a pain in the butt, and then trying to unload off a U-Haul trailer, you can't. They're not a tilt deck, so these broken cars, unless it's like you're unloading it on a hill where gravity helps you, that's neat. Or you could have, I don't know, chain it to a tree and drive out from underneath of it. There's always that. So having the right gear. It's going to cost me 4 hours, probably half a day to come down to do this, but rather than him taking all day and then possibly losing the rig. Definitely not a choice location to unload a car on a dolly, but we did it. Jeez, person's got the signs up, all the wrong ones.
All right, we got a new segment. It's called Stories by the Fire with Sam because he's an idiot and missed one little subject. I have a dash camera specifically for situations like this. It points forward and it points in reverse. And it's supposed to film all the time when the vehicle's running. It is shake sensitive, so if you get in the truck, fire it up, the camera fires up. It's always got constant power to it, but here's the deal. If you get in and out of your vehicle multiple times, even if it's running, it's always got power no matter what. But even if it's running, you get out, you close the door, and then you get back in it multiple times, it gets out of sync and doesn't know if you're actually in it, needing it filming or not. And I normally catch this and you just hit the little button when you get on the highway. But it's always a situation where you're just out and about, just trying to help a buddy, not making any money off the deal, you're just trying to be helpful. Then you get into little situations like this. So, got those cars moved, getting out of the vehicle a bunch of times. I took the 5500 because it's got the wide track steering on the front end. Way tighter steering than the 3500, the personal vehicle. I didn't know how bad the driveways were going to be for putting these cars up to where they needed to be, and I'm glad I took the truck because I needed that tighter steering. Made it way easier. But getting pulled over with a commercial vehicle on a personal errand, it's kind of a kick and a sting that you're like, dang it, I could have just brought the other rig. Not like it really would have mattered. But moving those cars took a little longer than expected, and past lunchtime. I'm hungry, about 40 minutes away from the house, and on the way home, I stopped off, grabbed some tacos halfway home, and I just threw them in the shotgun seat and working on the Mountain Dew. And I get on the highway. It's 2 lanes, both direction, with a suicide lane in the middle. Speed limit for a regular car is 65 miles an hour on this particular road, and if you're towing a trailer in California, you're supposed to be capped out at 55, excuse me. So I get on the highway, I'm in the slow lane, towing a trailer, just getting home. Not a big rush, but it'd be nice to be home by a nice warm fire and dry off. And I'm quickly gaining on somebody in front of me that's in the slow lane. And like real quick, like they were barely even moving. So I turned the cruise control off and I'm hanging out behind them for a little bit. They're doing about 40, 45 miles an hour. Not very consistent driving, keep it in their lane. So I said, you know what, I don't want to hang out behind this. For one, they're driving slow. Nobody wants to be behind that anyway. We got stuff to do. So I just move over to the fast lane and start to proceed to go around this guy. And they start to pick up their pace. I don't know if they wanted to race or if they just realized they weren't driving fast enough and people were passing them, so they picked up their pace. But I'm already committed. I got a bumper ahead of them, so I lay on the accelerator and get around them. Just then, I notice a CHP, Commercial Highway Patrol, or not commercial, California Highway Patrol, or DOT, whatever you want to call this fella. He pulls me over for any wrong reason. He's not the truck cop for the commercial, but nevertheless, he can still give me a ticket and really hurt my day, especially since I'm driving a commercial vehicle. And at this point, I'm passing somebody in the fast lane and I'm speeding. So I didn't know if he was going to catch me or pull me over. So I stayed in my lane because my turn's coming up anyway to turn left at the next intersection. Sure enough, he pulls out behind the guy that I just passed. He gets around him with ease. And he pulls up behind me. I'm still in the fast lane, getting ready to turn to get off the highway. Lights me up, pulls me over, takes me over to the side of the road, walks up alongside the truck. I'm getting my registration and CDL stuff out to show him. And I just look at him when he gets to the door. He's kind of smiling at me, and I was like, "Yeah, I know you got me. I was speeding back there." And he's like, "Well, why are you going so fast?" And that guy wasn't driving very consistent back there. For one, he was going really slow. And I just didn't want to hang around that situation in case he was drunk or something. I just get around him and not have to deal with it. He's like, all right, well, that checks out. But you know you're supposed to go back to the slow lane once you pass him. I said, yeah, turn left at the light. That's my house. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, honestly, that checks out. He was super cool about it. And this is where it got really interesting. Not like he was looking for other stuff to look over. But since I'm towing a trailer, he noticed I didn't have the plate on the trailer yet. I just bought the trailer not that long ago. And the situation when I bought it, I got married not like a couple weeks after that, and we went on a honeymoon for a couple weeks. I'd been out of the country for a while, got back to do this mission, and it slipped my mind. And he's like, well, do you have the bill of sale still with it? I'm like, yeah, I should. I'm in the truck that I picked the trailer up with, you know. So I'm digging through the truck, I'm looking through the center console, looking through the lower console, glove box, this and that, and I can't find it. He's looking at me like, dude, you got to show some proof of ownership of this trailer, because trailers are one of the easiest things to steal, and I got to make sure this is yours, not something stolen. So I'm like sweating bullets now. I'm like, holy crap, what am I gonna do? So I called my dealer, David, at the trailer store, picks up the phone, and the officer's standing right there. Tell him the situation. I said, dude, I got pulled over with a new trailer. I can't find the title for it. Can you send me a bill of sale? And he texted it over within 30 seconds, the bill of sale, and I showed it to the officer, and he was like, all right, well, I mean, honestly, this checks out. Like, it's all good. Like, I'm not gonna pursue it. You just really need to, for one, slow down a little bit more when you're passing people. And I said, well, the situation's a little different, but nevertheless. And he's like, get this trailer tagged. I'm like, thank God. So it went from extremely unlucky situation, just trying to help a buddy out. On the way home, I get popped for trying to pass somebody that was driving weird, to I almost, got screwed over because I forgot to get the title and stuff taken care of on this trailer. And the cop was super cool, the CHP officer. I couldn't believe it. And he just said, all right, have a nice day. Shook my hand, get this trailer taken care of, be on our way. And funny enough, small town deal, that officer was a responding officer to the drunk driver that drove through my fence New Year's Day. And it was funny, I sat there and talked with him for about 2 hours while this car was getting picked up by the tow truck. They got the other guy carted out of there, and I didn't even realize. I was talking to him, I was like, this guy seems familiar, but small town, I might have seen him somewhere. Sure enough, that was the officer that had pulled me over and showed me mercy, and actually was willing to hear the story of why I got pulled over. Because getting pulled over with a commercial vehicle is not good for your insurance, for one, and insurance is already extremely high. So get a ding on that, and I was glad that the story checked out in his eyes, and we moved on from that. And definitely mind my speed a lot more, because that was a real eye-opening situation I did not want to encounter again. So thank you, officer, for what you did, and listen to my story, and didn't get weird. So that's how it went. And this whole time, I thought the dash camera had filmed all of that, but it was out of sync. And when I got home, I realized it wasn't even filming. And I questioned if it turned off when I was talking to the officer or whatever it was. But I went through the card, and no footage was there from that situation. So anyway, that's where we're going to end that one, because the 5500, that was that was a segment I didn't really enjoy. But thank you guys so much for watching. Comment below if you've had a situation like this. I made a post about this story a while back, and a lot of people wanted to hear it. So there it is. And start from scratch, beginning everything. We'll see you guys on the next one. Later. Fire feels great.